Hello everybody! So, this is a re-upload of the Shinso ex-listener Angsty Fluff because last time I got a copyright notice from the music, so I tried changing it and it ended up taking out the entirety of my voice. So, I apologize about that and we're just going to read it. Okay. Prompt. Shinso's partner YN feels neglected as he's dedicating more and more time to his work rather than spending time with them, which leads to a bit of a fight between the two. Second person point of view. It's been weeks, maybe months, since you and Shinso had felt like a couple. How long has it been since you last went on a date? How long had it been since you last spent some quality time together? You knew it had been too long since he last kissed you. He was your boyfriend, but lately it felt like he was just a ghost. Shinso had always dreamed of being a hero, even though he was told his entire life his quirk could only be used for evil. He was going to change their minds. He was going to show them all that he could be the greatest hero. Shinso had always been a hard worker and dedicated to his select things he truly cared about. You had always thought you were one of those things. You rubbed your face with your hands in frustration. He was late, again. Did he take an extra shift and not tell you about it? It was frustrating how you hardly got to see the man you were supposed to love. You excused him basically ignoring you and your needs because you knew how important his dream was to him. Now, you were starting to ask yourself if it was more important to him than you were. You wanted to see him succeed, but your relationship was not in a good place, and you were determined to fix it. Where have you been? You asked as Shinso finally entered his apartment. It was past 11. He was supposed to get home at 6. I was working, Shinso stated with his tired voice. He lazily slipped off his shoes and jacket with a yawn. You're always at work, you reminded him, while crossing your arms over your chest. I just worked some overtime, Shinso explained. I'm close to getting that promotion. It's just going to take me going the extra mile. And how long have you been doing that? You asked, sitting down beside him on the sofa. I don't know, Shinso confessed, rubbing his sleepy eyes. 6 months, Hitoshi, he said with a sigh. I'm worried you're overworking yourself. You're never home when I stop by. You're always late, you constantly look exhausted, and you bailed the last 3 times we tried to go out. I'm sorry, I've just been busy, Shinso said, not looking you in the eye, but rather staring at his feet. Is there any way you can not be so busy? You asked, desiring your boyfriend to be in your life again. You want me to stop when I'm this close? Shinso asked in a confused tone. I worked my whole life for this, and you know that, YN. That's not what I'm asking, you clarified. I'm just asking for my boyfriend back, okay? What? Shinso was getting frustrated now. He looked at you. We don't spend any time together anymore, you admitted, feeling guilty about having to almost nag him about it when he was this tired. However, you didn't know when you would get another chance to talk to him. I just feel like you care more about your work than you do about me, you confessed, feeling a lump form in your throat. You swallowed it down, not wanting to cry at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, it's only my lifelong dream, Shinso replied sarcastically. You were taken aback by his sudden harshness. It hurt to hear him talk to you like that. Whenever he was sarcastic with you, it was in a witty, playful way. But, which was one of the things that you fell in love with about him. But now, his tone was angry and almost mean. I'm sorry, you said genuinely. I just feel kind of neglected. And your feelings are the only things that matter? Shinso challenged, sending you half a glare. You're my boyfriend. You're supposed to be there when I need you, you explained, standing up from the sofa. You were getting angrier by the second, and Shinso certainly was not helping. I've been your boyfriend for a little over a year. I've had this dream since I was 5 years old, Shinso shouted in frustration. You took a step back and scoffed. You felt the lump in your throat return, but you spoke through it. So you care about it more than me. No, that's... Shinso sighed when gritting his teeth. That's not what I meant. Then why'd you say it? You asked, as Shinso rose. He ran his hands through his long lilac hair and groaned. I don't have to put my entire life on hold every time you feel a little clingy, Ryan, Shinso told you with an angry tone. A little? I haven't got to actually talk to you in 6 months, you pointed out, feeling your emotions boil up inside of you. If I'm such a horrible boyfriend, then why don't you just leave? Shinso suggested while tossing his hands into the air exasperately. Maybe I will. Good. There was a moment of silence. Shinso regretted those words the moment he said them, but he was too tired and stubborn to say he was sorry soon enough. You were gone in a storm of tears. Shinso leaned his head against the nearby wall as he heard the sound of his front door slamming closed. Shinso felt his breath come out in shaky pants as he balled his fists. Why did he do that? That was so stupid. You fucked up every good thing in your life, don't you? He scolded himself angrily. Tears burned through his eyes as he listened to the thunderstorm brewing outside. He hated himself for what he said to you. There's no excuses. He fucked this up. It was all his fault and he knew it. If he had just given you the love and attention you deserved, you wouldn't have left. But you crashed your door shut loudly. No doubt you probably woke somebody up with how late it was. You didn't make it far into your apartment before you fell to the ground sobbing. You hugged your knees to your chest and cried your heart out. How could you let this happen? Why did you leave? You never should have brought it up. You know how much he cares about this. You should have just given him more time. Your tears stained your clothes as you cried on the floor. Still feeling tears fall down your face, you changed out of your now damp clothes into something to sleep in. You fell onto your bed face first. You wish you could just fall asleep, and when you woke up, this nightmare of a day would be just that, a nightmare. You physically hurt from crying, but even in your weak state, you couldn't sleep. You jolted up when you heard loud and sudden banging on your door. You got up confused why anyone would be at your door. You looked over to look at the clock by your bedside. It was almost 3 a.m. You opened the door, too upset to care if anyone saw you in such a broken state. Behind the closed door stood Shinso, soaking wet from the rain. You could tell by the way his eyelashes stuck together and the redness under his eyes that he had been crying too. I'm sorry, he breathed. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Please don't leave me. I don't know what I'd do without you. I'm sorry. Not caring if you'd get wet, you brought Shinso into a tight embrace. You held him close as you felt yourself begin to cry again. It was so good to feel his arms around you again. It always just felt right. I'm sorry too, Hitoshi, you whispered. I shouldn't have gotten so upset. We could have just talked about this instead of arguing. No, it's my fault, Shinso said, hugging you tighter. It doesn't matter. Let's not let it happen again, okay? You suggested with a bitter chuckle. Shinso nodded and buried his face into the crook of your neck. I love you so much, Ryan. Please never leave again. I love you too, Hitoshi, and I won't. I promise. And that's all. So, I'm so sorry that it failed the first time. So sorry for all the people that watched. I didn't notice that it was like that until 47 minutes after I posted the video. So I deeply apologize. But here it is again.
So I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.